Hey and welcome to our tutorial. Today we will continue playing with hexagons inside Microsoft Word using Visual Basic for applications, that is using macros. And this is what we have from the last time. We have those fake 3D cubes effect by using a hexagon with 3 lines inside the hexagon with a little bit of lighter line. And we will use this as a base for our next effect. So what I would like to do is I would like to make those lines not going to the center but actually connecting to the next vertex. So the opposite vertices would be connected like this with individual lines. If I can select the third line, I don't know. Okay, here it is. So the third line would go to the left vertex. So I will delete everything, open our previous macro, and what I will start probably with, I will set those width and height values to not be smaller than the grid. So I will comment this block, and I will run this macro, and I will probably change the number of rows to just 1, so it will be drawing much faster. So I'll run this macro, and I have 80 different hexagons. I will start with this first line. It's currently being drawn to the center of the hexagon. I want this to be drawn to the opposite vertex. So here it is, the code to draw the first line. The beginning should be the same, so begin X and begin Y should be the same, but the end X position shouldn't be in the middle of the hexagon, but it should be in the 3/4 in 75%. So I can either do it like times 3 divided by 4 or times 0.75, and the end Y value should be same as the hexagon height. Currently I'm using hexagon height divided by 2, so I will just remove this divided by 2. I will quickly try this code, and if everything is right, I should have the first line going from top left to bottom right vertex. So I will continue with the second line, which is this one, and this code is used to draw it. Again, first begin X and begin Y positions will be the same, but I don't want this line to end in the middle of the hexagon, so I will change the end X same as previously, so hex width times 0.75, and the Y position, the end Y position will be the same as the position where the hexagon is being drawn. So I will simply not add anything to this value. Again, I will delete everything, try to run this macro one more time. Seems like there is some syntax error. I'm probably missing some bracket here. Am I? Okay, so it wasn't the bracket. I'm missing the multiply symbol here. Okay, so I will run this macro, and also the second line is connecting the opposite vertices, so only missing piece is the third line, and here is the third line down here. So again, begin X, begin Y should be the same, and X should be the same as the left position of the hexagon, so I will not add anything. I will just delete this part, and Y should be probably the same. I will try it if everything works. Okay, so I have this effect where I'm dividing the hexagon into small triangles, which may be what you are looking for. It's a little bit different what I'm looking right now, but I can quickly increase the number of rows to see how this looks like. I will run it, and you can see I have a lot of different small triangles. What I would like to do is I would like to set the color to be the same for all the lines and all the hexagons, and just draw one of those lines based on some random value. So some hexagons will have just this horizontal line, some will have this angled line, and the other will have the opposite angled line. So there will be a little bit of randomness going inside those hexagons. So let's try to change the code to accommodate for this one. So here we start drawing the lines. Before drawing the lines, I will set a new value, a random value, to be random times 2, which will give us values between 0 and 2, so 3 different values. And I will probably just round this value, so I have integer number. Then I can test this number. So I will say if random value equals to 0, then I will draw this line. Else, if the random value equals 1, then I will draw the second line. Else, if the random value equals to 2, I will then draw the third line, so only one of those 3 lines will be drawn. So I'll say and if, and I will probably just move those so I can see everything clearly, like this. So if I run this macro again, each shape should have a different line inside or random line inside. And if I change the color to just one color, and I believe that if I set the color to 1, it will be black, I can comment this line. Then I can set the line width to be same for all the shapes, so maybe 2 would be used for all the lines and the hexagon as well. And I will quickly comment this line setting the tint and shade, so the tint and shade will be same, so everything will be black. And you will see that once we remove the color information, it will be much harder for your brain to process this pattern. For 3 rows it's perfectly fine, but if I increase the number of rows to say maybe 6 or so, not 63 but 6 only, it will be pretty hard for you to spot the pattern inside this big pattern. Like, you cannot really see where it begins and where it ends with those extra lines inside. I kind of like this pattern. If I zoom in just a little bit, you can see that we have some hexagons, but with all those extra lines we are adding new details and everything looks more complex, especially with just one color used and one line width used. But you are free to do whatever you want with this pattern. And that's probably it for today's tutorial. Thanks for watching.